Hey folks, let's keep the videos rolling. On the road from Cowra to Forbes, and I'm just about to pull into a farm up the road where we're having our walk for the day. But there's a fair few wattles here. I just don't know if I'll get round to all of them, but may as well do this one here. This is pretty prominent. It's one that a lot of ecologists know and people know in general. This is a beautiful Kangaroo Wattle or Kangaroo Thorn. This is Acacia paradoxa. It's a very common wattle to 4 metres tall out in this part of the world, tablelands and into the western slopes. It's got a big range in Australia. In Queensland, it's a bit limited. It's in that Brisbane, Toowoomba, Warwick area, I would say, with some records a bit further north of Toowoomba. In New South Wales, it's very common on the tablelands and western slopes. I didn't look up the eastern sort of parts, but you've got to get into the tablelands a lot of the time to get it. And then you'll get it as far west as, again, Dubbo and Griffith, those areas, maybe a little bit further west than that. And then it goes down into Victoria. It covers most of Victoria, maybe with the exception of the northwest again. And then it gets into South Australia, I think, to Kangaroo Island and as far as sort of Streaky Bay area. That's those sort of parts. And then it's also in Western Australia. It's in the southwest, sort of between Perth and Albany, that general area there. But I think it's gone weedy outside its range in Western Australia, and it's also a weed in Tasmania. So unfortunately, it's been taken to Tasmania and it's a weed there. That's a bit of a shame. But by and large, it's a really nice wattle. In its natural habitat anyway. The thing about it is it's one of these wattles that retains its stipules, and in this case the stipules have turned into thorns. And if I touch that, it's pretty nasty. If you're really going to grab it hard, it's pretty prickly. So where you've got foliage, you've got thorns between the phyllodes. Very rigid, very prickly here. Now, the botanical name is paradoxa. Paradox, obviously. The botanical name is capturing the beauty and the ugliness of it. It's really beautiful, but it's also sort of, it's got these spines, but it's got these beautiful flowers as well, as you can see. And something is sort of beautiful and ugly, or maybe dangerously beautiful. It's an easy name to remember, and it is trying to capture that sense of it's beautiful, but it's also sort of harsh and ugly at the same time. These stipules here are very, you can just see there, they're very, very rigid and quite prickly. And I know when ecologists say they've got to run their tape measures through this or walk through it, it can be quite uncomfortable. You can see the phyllodes here. It's going to be, it's going to be difficult for me to grab some bits off. I haven't got hands on with this one for quite a while. The phyllodes are only sort of small. They're to about 3 centimetres long by 7 mil wide. And they can have sort of undulate margins. They're very clustered. Trying to get some more representation here. This is the sort of thing they do along the stem. And they've got, again, that uneven mid-vein. They've got some hairs on them. They've got the stipules nestled in between. And they can be a little bit sticky as well. And they can just have an undulate margin, sometimes have undulate margins there. So 3 centimetres long, 7 mil wide. There is a gland down towards the base. I don't know if I'll get anywhere close to picking up the glands, and I am sort of running out of time to be somewhere else as well, but there's a gland down there somewhere. It can be obscure. The phyllodes can have a micro as well. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't, but you can see a genuine micro there. So the leaves have a micro as well. You can see that genuine mucro there. I think they say with the mucro, it can be there or it can be absent. But there's a mucro there. I'd really like to see the gland if we can. I'm just trying to bloody get a bit where it might be achievable. Like the whole time you're going, ow, 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 ow. There's just no space to put your fingers where there's not any stipules. Got to go into stipules with these wattles because sometimes they're retained, and this is an example of where they're well and truly retained. I just don't know if I'm going to get to the gland there with this one. It's just a bit too difficult, and I'm on full zoom, but there can be a gland on the phylloid there. They say down near the base, but again, it's probably one of these wattles where you wouldn't spend too much time looking for the gland. Actually, now I think about it, it's going to be on that upper side there. So it's like you got to get the upper side of these phyllodes and check out the gland. Yeah, I think I'm going to battle. I'd have to pull one off and maybe get under a hand lens or something like that. But anyway, it might be one of those ones where the gland's not obviously overly important, I should say. The branches are really interesting. They've got these nice angled sort of striations on them. So they're interesting to look at, and got some hairs there and some parts which maybe aren't hairy and they're a little bit angular. Got these sort of ridges on them. So the branchlets are interesting as well. And as you can see, it's in full flower. And again, we're getting these singular heads in leaf axils. So again, it's another one of these, I'll keep calling them prickly buggers, like the Acacia ilicifolia group, which keep the stipules as well. So we assume it's related to that group. You got these singular globular heads in leaf axils. So it's another thing that makes it readily identifiable. You got these really long peduncles, about, looking about 2-3 centimetres long. So these really long peduncles, which are shooting the flowers out beyond the foliage. The phyllodes tend to sort of go along the stem, and then the globular heads come off the stem, sort of sticking out beyond the foliage. The online resources are telling us there can be up to 50 flowers in a head. So 20 to 50 flowers. You can get 2 per axil, but normally there's 1. So sometimes there's 2 heads per axil, but most of the time there's 1. So densely clustered. But you can discern individual units coming out of individual leaf axils. So 20 to 50 flowers per head. I can't see any in bud here. Oh, here we go. Finally got one. So that's in bud. Just have a really good look at it. Yeah, you can just see the individuals forming there a little bit. They sort of bit hard to discern individuals, but yeah, you can easily see 15 maybe just in that shot there. So yeah, a lot of flowers. Quite amazing. Can see them all separated there. All those just discrete units, they're all individual little flowers. Quite amazing. 20 to 50 per head, single heads, or there can be 2. The flowering time's obviously now, last day of September. It's a little bit past its best, this one, but it's still in full cry, doing really well. I think the pod, I keep forgetting to talk about the pods because they're in flower. The pods are about 7 centimetres long by a few mil wide. So they do get up to 7 centimetres long. So it's a nice genuine pod there. A bit like Acacia ilicifolia as well, which puts on a nice pod. I'll just show you the variety. I mean, that one's about a metre, just over a metre. There's one over here, which is easily 3 metres. 3 metres tall. You might argue they're not the most attractive wattle, but I'm sure if you pruned it, you'd get a nice shrub. But the thorns might deter people from planting it. I'm just hearing some roadside remnant dry sclerophyll woodland. Got a bit of, I've come up into a rocky area really along the road. So we're getting ironbark, sideroxylon, maybe a bit of Eucalyptus blakeleyi, and there's Macarinca over there, so and Calitris. So we're in a bit of a rockier ironbark Calitris woodland. So that's probably a good place to pick up paradoxa. But I've seen it in a lot of habitats, and I've seen it colonising, the sides of roads along pine forests around here and those sort of habitats as well. But it's a really common wattle. It is a shame it's a weed in Tasmania, but elsewhere it seems to be at home in its natural habitat. I'm not sure about the weedy potential worldwide, but if it's weedy in Tasmania, it's obviously got the potential to be weedy elsewhere. But it's a beautiful wattle in its own right, probably good bird habitat and providing important resource for insects as well. So that's a beautiful kangaroo wattle, or kangaroo thorn, you might hear it called as well.